Hi, this is Elvira from Scrappy Mania. And before I get started, I would like to thank everybody that have subscribed to my channel and everybody that have left comments. I really appreciate it. And I try to do, from the feedback that I get on my comments, I try to do layouts and things like that to kind of be responsive to those comments. So I really appreciate it. And I have some background music. I hope you like the music. My daughter's washing dishes and I'm cleaning the kitchen, so she usually do that with music. So I hope you like the music. So let's get started. What I'm using is the a website for this double spread page. My inspiration is a website called KiwiLane.com. and Kiwi Lane Designs, and I love their simple layouts. And the one that I'm going to be doing is this one. So I got the inspiration with the strips of paper on the side, on the top. I got 3 photo mats. I kind of changed it a little bit. I added a little more photo mats. I have this bracket piece and this bracket piece. So let me show you exactly. It's not quite the same, but it's kind of a little bit of the same. So really, when you're doing your layouts, you can get inspiration. It doesn't have to match up what's inspiring you. Just basically get kind of a feel of the layout, kind of a little bit of the design, but you can change it however you want it. And mine is changed a little bit. And here it is. Here's one of the pages. And see how I changed? I put 2 pictures here. Instead of having 1 picture here, I put 2. Here's the strip. The top strip is here. And then this area here, I just put some embellishments. In this area here, instead of having the bracket facing downward, I have it facing upward with some, a little bit of word art, some embellishments. So that's my interpretation of this page, is this one. And then when I get the pictures, I'll put the title that corresponds to the picture. So that's why it's going to be blank. There's no title right now, but it will have one. And then the next layout, so this second page is actually this one, and it's a little changed. Notice that the bracket, instead of being down here, I put it up here. Okay? And I added an element there. And instead of having 2 pictures, I have 1 picture and then 2 small. And this one is 3 1/4 by, let's see. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And those are my 2 mats here. And then, of course, I will put a title here. Once I get the pictures, I'll figure out what title I'm going to put on it. But see how it's kind of, you just get this for a little bit of inspiration, but you change it up according to how you feel or the products that you have. These are paper flowers that I got out of a piece of paper, and I don't know what, it was an extra scrap that I had, so I just started cutting out the flowers. And then here's another flower that I cut out of a piece of paper. And then this Create was actually from what this is, Memories, making memories label charm, word charms. And these are all these papers, I believe, is my mind's eyes. They're old paper pack. This is just something that I bought in the dollar bin in Joann's. It was just some transparency that had kind of a little bit of label. It comes like this, and I usually like to cut it up and use it, like half of it on layouts. Okay. And I'm gonna use this chalk in to chalk my edges, and I'm going to go ahead and map my page on a piece of cardstock here. And I'll make this a little smaller than my piece in order to fit it. because and that's something you can do. I like doing a lot. It's like this color. I really wouldn't use this color, but I will use it as the background reinforcement cardstock for my paper. So this paper that I have is kind of light, and I want to make it a little more sturdier. So that's how I use these, is I cover it up with my pattern paper, and that way it won't get wasted. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna use some glue stick, and I'm gonna speed up the video while I'm doing this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing down my pieces. And one reason that I like to use glue stick instead of the ATC gun or double adhesive or anything like that is that if I make mistakes, I can easily pull it up. And you'll see me at a couple of times I make mistakes while I'm creating this layout, but because I have glue stick, I'm able to kind of fix those mistakes and continue on with my layout. So this bracket, I made that bracket using the template from Hot Off the Press, and it's the scallop frame template. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it was pretty, you know, with a 40% coupon. So I used that bracket a lot. Also, these other strips that you see there with the wave form on it, I freehand it. So what I do is I draw waves in the back of my paper, and then I cut it. And if you look at the Kiwi Lane Design website, they sell the frames. They call it frames. They sell templates that has already these waves on, and you just draw those waves behind your paper and cut out the shape. So you can get them from them too, and use their templates to create the same effect. But I like to do mine free. I like to freehand mine instead of using templates. And then one of the things you always got to remember when you are matting, putting mats one behind the other, is to give space for the picture to go underneath the mats. Like there, I make sure that once I get my pictures, I can easily fit it under the top mat, and it won't interfere with anything. And then here, as you can see, that's one reason why I like to use stick glue, because as you saw here, I pulled that piece off from the page, and then I was able to put foam adhesive and re-glue it on the page. So that's one advantage using a glue stick instead of the strong adhesive. Now I'm putting different clusters of elements, and now I'm putting rhinestones. In that big tin box that you see there, I put all my embellishments there because it's easier. I used to have one of those plastic containers, and it kept falling down and spilling everything, so I just dumped everything in that box. So now I'm ready to do my second page. I'm inking the edges, and I'm going to cut the light blue cardstock underneath a little smaller than my page, so that way it will fit perfectly on my page. Again, I'm using some glue stick adhesive and making sure that I really mash it down. And I'm inking the edges. That's Color Box, and it's the fluid chalk ink. And then I'm putting my first top piece on. And again, all these forms I drew them freehand, and then I just cut it out. And that's a half a bracket, and I kind of just put it in a sideways, keeping in mind that the strip that I'm going to put on top is going to hide the edges. And then now I'm going to be cutting the excess strips from the side, just evening out my pages. And one thing I like to do a lot is put foam adhesive on flowers that I cut out of paper to make them a little more dimension. I always like putting rhinestones onto my flower centers. And then that's a little journaling tag that I created out of fabric. That heart is also made out of fabric. And I'm just gluing some more elements onto my page and putting some dimensionals. And then that bird, you'll see me in a second, I'm kind of like trying to find a placement for it. I was originally going to put it right above my heart, but then I decided that I wanted to put it on top of the page. And now I'm ready to put my photo mats down. And if you notice, I'm using the Syron adhesive to put this down. And I really like that too for mats. And then I decided I wanted to put some photo corners onto my mats, just because it looked like it needed something, so that really kind of helped bring balance to the page. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And you don't need to put all four photo corners, just 2 is enough. Okay, I'm done with my layout. This is my layout, and I'm probably going to put something here, or title down here, or title down here, depending on the pictures. And then here's my other layout. I'll probably put some title here, maybe some more journaling here, maybe journaling down here. It just depends on what pictures I'm going to put on here. So I'll finish it up, the layout. But so far, this is what I have. This is one page, this is the other page. And here is my interpretation. And that's my interpretation of this layout. So that's how that looks, and this is my layout. I hope you enjoyed this video and come back to see me for some more. Bye.